Okay, today I want to see if I can kind of get away with a little something sneaky here because I failed to actually collect any footage that I thought was like of interest or like exciting to view. So I'm just gonna try to get through this as fast as possible and see if I can maybe get away with a cheat day. So this morning, went out to garden as normal, and at the tail end of it all, we were approached by some Jehovah's Witnesses. And I kind of forgot that they did footwork, but I always sort of dread these encounters. Wow, there is a lot of air traffic today. That's like the fifth thing that's interrupted my recording. But yeah, so normally it's a dread sort of thing, and just because it's like always the kind of this long drawn out like, hi, have you heard, do you have time, here's some information, would you like to join us for whatever. But that wasn't the case this time. It was like a 4 sentence interaction, and then we were both just on our way on, onto the rest of our day. So that was a delightful curveball. um, Unexpected. So then comes to the repetition and the technical side of what happened today. I opened up Unity and I wanted to work on an avatar that I've had sitting around in one of my files for like 3 years or something like that. And I just never really got around to messing with it. And I remembered that one of the problems it had was it's supposed to have this feature where you can reach up and like if you pull on what's called a fizz bone to a certain like length, then like a cape will kind of come out. And I remember that that wasn't working right. Like you could pull on the medallion, but it just wouldn't work. So I got into the weeds of it and trying to get into like, what animation thing isn't connecting to its other, the other end of it. And what I found out was that the animations were there, but it was kind of like having a ceiling lamp in your room, but there's no switch in which to flick it on. Like you see the lamp there, you see the wires, but there's no trigger. There's no switch flip to tell you if it's on or off. So I ended up just creating one myself. Now I don't know if that was the original Avatar creators like intention of how this thing was supposed to be used, but that was the way that I was able to do it. So now that I get a red light or a green light, um, the functionality worked. Because before it was just like the light or the binary, the 0 or 1. It was always a 0, and I couldn't figure out how to turn it to a 1. There was no trigger. There was no like sometimes if you do a like the hard rock sign or thumbs up or something, that would change some parameter from a 0 to a 1, right? And then after that, then you can start pulling on your hair and being like, whoa, haha, and then you can turn it back to a 0 and everything resets. That didn't exist here, so I just created my own. And that took about 5 hours. um and then there was one animation that was actually missing a blend shape, so I added that in. And there's another aspect that I'm going to have to add in later, because now even though the animation now plays out fully, um there's like a squishing that needs to happen that isn't happening. So you've got things clipping through each other, and that's not good. So I'm gonna have to add an animation to sort of fluff that out a little bit. So there you go. Yeah, there was now that I sit here at the end of this recording, there probably was a window of opportunity in there for me to like sit down and kind of record some of that stuff now that I say it out loud. But you know what? That brings up another point that I want to share, which is I think ever since yesterday, I think I'm a little sunburned actually. um so I'm not really thinking all that clearly. Uh I'm not tired like I would be if I was sunburned, but like the thoughts just aren't there. It's either that or it's creative burnout. I don't know. Maybe I'll try to just not be outside tomorrow and hopefully Monday, and we'll see if I can get some energy back to the noggin. So until then, I guess I'll try to figure out something to do inside tomorrow, and then it's just the recap, and then we're on to Monday. So until then, on to tomorrow.